Hey, what's up guys? It's Mr. Degree back again. So big question lately has been, how do I make a pattern? And so I thought I'd just hop right into it, explain a few things, and hopefully you get it so then you guys can understand how to make your own patterns. So I think I do have a folder up. So basically there's a few things to pattern, and to kind of show you, I'm going to open up wigwag and we'll do this traffic advisor one. So each pattern file is made up of, I'm not entirely sure how to explain this, but one pattern file can have a total of one pattern for both for all primary, secondary, and then traffic advisor. So this one here, primary, if I just minimize that, you see this disappears. That's because that's all of the all the primary pattern for wigwag.xml. Same goes for secondary. And then for traffic advisor, it's advisor. Excuse me. And that's basically the whole workings to it. So for speed's gonna be milliseconds. So how fast is the light's gonna go from stage 1 to stage 2, or from state 1 to state 2 to state 3 to state 4. So for this pattern, it's going to be 120 milliseconds. It's going to go from there to there to there to there. So the way, it's not always going to be 120 milliseconds. It's going to depend upon your frame rate. This is to kind of help lower end computers and laptops have ELS but not be completely lagging out from it. So it's going to be around 120 milliseconds if you're at 60 frames a second. If you're under 60 frames a second, then it's going to slowly increase. But so think of each state as the next step. So kind of think of it like making a peanut butter sandwich. The first step to the whole thing is you have to get your supplies, and then after that you go and you open the jar. You can't get the peanut butter out of the jar before opening the peanut butter jar. So think of it as each state will happen one after the other, and that's also why it counts up. So state 1 is going to turn on extra 1, it's going to turn off extra 2, it's going to turn off extra 3, and it's going to turn on extra 4. And let me just make this a bit bigger so it's a bit easier to read. And then for state 2, after state 1 has gone, it's going to turn off extra 1, turn on extra 2 and extra 3, and then turn off extra 4. So the whole thing, all of these work the same way. So primary, secondary, and advisor. I mean, you could have primary pattern controlling secondary lights too, or you can have a primary pattern controlling the extras that go into an advisor. And let me actually see if I can pull that up actually I don't, but with this video I'll have a link to the ELS, so the official ELS, it comes with a document saying what each extra goes for, and what it does, for if it's rotators or LEDs or different types to the light bar. I'm not entirely sure the difference between LEDs and like Q. It's something strange, but it will explain what each extra goes to. And here we go. So this, I just literally just downloaded ELS. It's gonna be in documentation, and then the extra part map. So if I open that up and then bring it over here, and then if you take a look at primary, most patterns that I've created are based off the LED and strobe. So extra 1, 2, and 3, and I'll give you a nice, it's actually quite helpful document for like if you're making a pattern, or you can be in game and like test it with each vehicle that you have. And then the same thing for secondary. So the thing with secondary is it is also mixed in with warning. So secondary and warning will be together, but if you have a traffic advisor on your car, it's just gonna play the warning ones. Is how it's set up in my patterns now. But you can do any extra from 1 to 10. No, yeah, 1 to 10. So say using this guide, I want extra 9 to flash in a primary one too. So it works exact same way. Extra 4, but instead of extra and then the 4, we're gonna type extra 9 equals true, and that will turn on that extra at that state. And since we don't actually change that any other times, it's just gonna stay on after running this one. Let me just delete this real quick. But a few things to keep in mind when making a pattern is the state can only go up to 99 currently. As of February 11th, the max number of states is 99. I may end up increasing this as someone made a 89 state pattern, which honestly is quite crazy. I never thought anyone would get that close. And then patterns loop. So what that means is it's gonna start from 1 every single time. So it's gonna go through it, then it's gonna go back through it, and it's gonna go back through it. So key of mine to keep it from looking like it's doing this weird flicker thing is at the end, always end with what you start with. It'll kind of give you a better sense of well, not better sense, but less flicker to it. And then one more thing, if I believe it would be this one. So in complex, this is on the same line as this is all on the same line. There is a speed variable thing. So speed is just like the speed up above. It does have to be a capital S. So, but so after it gets done doing all these extras, it's gonna see the speed. It's gonna wait this long, and then it's gonna go to the next one. And then once this one is done, it's gonna see the speed, and then it's gonna wait that long. So say you want line 5 to be a bit longer. You want to span out a bit more over a longer period of time. So then you would put the speed above it. So then this one would be so basically speed changes the speed for the next state, which honestly is kind of confusing, and I probably should change that around. But currently, as of February 11th. Speed changes the next date. But yeah, I'll probably end up making a template pattern file with both primary advisor and then the secondary one too, and just kind of give you guys a baseline to work off of, because honestly I really want to see your guys' patterns, because if we move my Discord over, there's a channel called pattern sharing. Like, it'd be amazing if we can fill this up with a bunch of different patterns from you guys, and I guess just see what you guys can come up with. It'd honestly be really cool to me to be able to see what you guys come up with. But yeah, that's how to make a pattern. Again, this can be found in the official ELS download in the documentation folder in it. But yeah, that's about it. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for all this support and more and more questions you guys have and requests you have, because without you guys, honestly, I would be clueless on what to keep adding and what to fix and bugs and all that. So big props to you guys. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time.